Hi everyone, Aviva Engel here from Ulpan Aviva, and I'd like to present to you a comprehensive lesson about numbers. Now, numbers in Hebrew are really difficult and really annoying. Even Israelis don't tend to get them right because we've got, like everything in Hebrew, a male version and a female version. However, it's counterintuitive to what you would expect. Firstly, when you're just counting in general, you're not counting items, you're just saying numbers as part of a maths exercise or rattling off your Teudat Zehut number or your phone number, you'd use the feminine version. And only when you're counting items, you count according to the gender of the item. And also, as I said, it's counterintuitive, and what sounds female is actually male, what sounds male is actually female. So let's move into it. So the number 0, Efes, is actually both, it's masculine, but it stays masculine all the time. So Efes does not have another version. So at least you've got that one in the bag, Efes. So when we're just counting and not counting items, it's the feminine. So notice, achat. It ends with a taf. Some of you might know that there's another word, echad, that ends with a daled, but achat is the feminine version, and that's what needs to be used when you're not counting items, when you're just saying numbers. So achat and shtayim, again, there's a taf there, shtayim, achat and shtayim, shalosh, arba, and chamesh. Shesh, sheva, shmoneh, tesha, and eser. Okay, that was just counting. Now we need to specify when we're counting items, whether we're counting male items or female items, we will need to adjust the numbering to match up with the noun. So if I'm counting something female, as we've already seen, it's achat. But if I'm counting something male, it's echad. Another thing to note, that in Hebrew, when I'm counting something that's one, the number will come after the noun and not before the noun. So instead of saying one woman, we're basically saying woman one. So isha achat and ish echad. Okay, we know the shtayim with the taf. A way to remember it is bat, and females in general ends with taf, so that shtayim is the taf, whereas ben, boy, has a nun in it, so shnayim is male too. But when we're counting items, so let's say someone says to me, how many daughters have you got? And I say shtayim. Or how many sons have you got? And I say shnayim, because it's referred to a noun that we know is a masculine or a feminine noun. But if I'm actually counting the items, this becomes smichut, a conjunct combination, like beit sefer, batei sefer. If you've not learned about smichut yet, look for my other video about smichut. So when we have smichut, when we have conjunct nouns, we drop the mem, and then we join it to the next word. So for example, Beit Sefer, Batei Sefer. Okay, so in the same way, if I'm counting two things, so I have, instead of shtayim, I have shtei talmidot, and if I have masculine, it's shnei talmidim. This isn't going to be so important for us for the thousands, but it's worth mentioning. When we get to the shalosh, so shalosh you know, but in masculine, counterintuitively, the masculine has an a added onto the end. So shalosh, shlosha. So shalosh mashrokiyot, which are feminine, shlosha kadurim, which are masculine. When we get to arba, so arba you know is the feminine, but arba'ah, with an extra a sound, making the ayin more sounded, is the feminine. So arba sukariyot, which are feminine, or arba'ah shokoladim, which are masculine. Here again, we have the chamesh, the feminine that we know, chamisha, the masculine. So chamesh mitriot and chamisha me'ilim. Shesh we know, the masculine is shisha, shesh parot, shisha kadurim. The same with the word sheva. Sheva feminine, shiva masculine. You might know the term from Jewish life when you say someone is sitting shiva. They're sitting shiva because they're sitting shiva yamim. Yamim are masculine words. So shiva. So we have sheva kalot, the brides, and shiva chatanim, grooms. And here is the source of many Israeli mistakes. The word shmone is the female, but shmona is the male. Now, they're spelt the same if I spell without vowels, which is why many people then mix and match and use shmona when they're supposed to use shmone. So, but shmone is the female and shmona is the masculine. So, shmone menorot and shmona tzvaim. And as you can see at the bottom, when I've written it without vowels, you don't know whether it's shmone or shmona. You need to figure out what the noun is in order to know whether it's a male number or a female number. But that's a topic for another day. And we get to Teisha. So Teisha is the feminine. Tish'a is the masculine. So Teisha mechoniot. Tish'a metosim. Also, when we get to Eser, we've got a male and a female version. So Eser yeladot and Asara yeladim. So now we get to the teen department. From 1 to 11, we need to add teen to the units. Now, different from English, where 11 and 12 is different from the pattern, and then we carry on to 13, 14, etc. In Hebrew, from 11 onwards, everything is teen. And again, we're talking about the female version. Usually, we just say the teen after the units, but the units on some occasions change their vowels a little bit now when they're in a construct with the word teen, with the word esre. So let's go on to the teens. So we have achat, esre, and for shtaim, we add the esre, but shtaim changes its vowel a bit, and we have shtem, shtem esre, achat esre, shtem esre. So shalosh, when we add the esre, gets a slight change of vowel, and it's shlosh esre, and arba esre just stays without any changes. Chamesh esre doesn't change. Shesh esre doesn't change. For sheva, we do have a slight change. So sheva becomes shva, shva esre. But shmone esre stands as usual. Notice, please, a very common Israeli mistake. People say shmona esre. That is incorrect. The correct way of saying this number is shmone esre with an e sound under the nun. Shmone esre. Very common mistake. You'll be judged if you say shmone esre. People will know that you've learned Hebrew properly. And Teisha, when you add the esre, also gets a shortened version. So it's Tisha esre. Right, now we're with the male teens. Again, if we're just counting, we stick to the female, but if we're counting items, then we have to match it up to the gender. And the teens, we also have a male version. And the male version ends with asar. So the units will be the male units, and the teen bit will be asar. So male, if we have echad, and we add asar, we have a slight change of vowels here. It's achad asar. And also shnaim asar. So also here a slight change of vowels. Shneim asar. From here on, it's pretty straightforward. The units don't change. We just add asar. So, shlosha asar, arba'a asar, chamisha asar, shisha asar, shiv'a asar, and shmona asar. Again, the pitfall of most Israelis, because the spelling without vowels, it looks like you could read it as shmone. So it's not shmone, it's shmona asar, because this is the males. And then tish'a asar. And now we get to the 20. So the 20, if eser is 10, we take the base of eser and we just pluralize it like you pluralize anything in Hebrew, and the vowels change a bit. So eser becomes esrim. Slightly different vowels, but eser becomes esrim. Now the same similar system works in 30 to 90s. So again, you kind of pluralize, but this time you're not pluralizing the eser, but rather you're pluralizing the 3 or the 4 or the 5. Let's have a look. So shalosh becomes shloshim, and again a slight change of vowels here. Arba becomes arba'im. No change of vowels for this one. Chamesh becomes chamishim, slight change of vowel there. Shesh becomes shishim, also here a slight change of vowel. From sheva we build the shiv'im, again slight change of vowels. From the shmone we build the shmonim, again slight change of vowels. Tesha becomes tish'im. Now, what if we want to add units to our tens? So let's have a look at our example in 20, and that will apply for all of the tens. Start with the 20s in feminine. Now, the 20 itself doesn't change masculine or feminine. The 20 itself is always the masculine, so it's always going to be esrim. But the unit that we add to it will be either feminine or masculine if we're counting specific items. So we're going to start with the feminine. So the way we do it is we take the esrim, and then we say ve, which means and then the units in feminine. So esrim ve achat. 20 and 2. Esrim ushtaim. Notice we say ushtaim because the vav in front of a non-vowel. Under the shin, there isn't a vowel, there's a shva, and therefore it changes to esrim ushtaim. Esrim veshalosh, esrim ve'arba, esrim ve'chamesh, esrim ve'shesh, esrim ve'sheva, esrim ushmone. Again, we have the same phenomena. If the shin has a shva as the first root, as the first letter, then the vav becomes an u. Esrim ushmone and esrim ve'teisha. But if we are counting items which are male, the esrim stays esrim because that doesn't change, but my units change to be male units. So esrim ve'echad. Esrim ushnaim, esrim ushlosha, again notice the u because the shin has a shava, esrim ve'arba'a, esrim ve'chamisha, esrim ve'shisha, esrim ve'shiv'a, esrim ushmona, and esrim ve'tish'a. And the same system exactly works for 30, 40, 50. So if you're just counting, always in the feminine, 31, 32, 33. If you're counting items, depending on the gender, 31 or 31, 32, 32, etc. So let's have a bit of a practice. And all I want you to do is say the numbers, and because they're not connected to a unit, to a noun, then we're saying them in the feminine. I'll pause for you to say it, and then you listen to my answer. 35, 21, 15, 47, 79, 22, 20, 93, 28, 64, 85, 18. But now let's say that I am counting items, and I happen to be counting male items, books, ספרים. So all my numbers will need to be in the male. Let's have a look. 35 ספרים. 21 ספרים. 15 ספרים. 47 ספרים. 79 ספרים. 22 ספרים. 20 ספרים. 93 ספרים. 28 ספרים. 64 ספרים. 85 ספרים. ו18 ספרים. And now we're moving into the hundreds. The word 100 is me'a. Now notice me'a is a feminine sounding word, and it is indeed feminine, and therefore even if we're counting things which are masculine, the word 100 would still stay me'a. Now I want to make the word for 200, so I want basically 2 me'as. Now, in Hebrew, we have a phenomena of things that come in pairs. This didn't apply for the 20, but if we want to have a pair of hundreds, anything in Hebrew that is a pair of, we add the ending ayim, okay? The same way for mishkafayim or michnasayim. So a pair of hundreds, the hay drops, and a lot of times when a hay drops, a taf comes in instead. So from me'a, we get matayim. The aleph goes silent. Me'a, matayim, a pair of hundreds. But when we get to the other hundreds, we just want to make me'a plural. And because me'a is feminine, the pluralization would be me'ot. So hundreds. And then in front of the me'ot, I would put how many me'ot they are. We have me'a, matayim. Jerusalemites actually pronounce the aleph and they say ma'atayim. Both are correct, but most modern Hebrew speakers say matayim. The aleph is written but not pronounced. And from here we add the units, so to speak, in front of the word me'ot. But here again, just like with shlosh esre and arba esre and chamesh esre, just like with the teens, sometimes the first word gets a slight variation of vowels. So instead of shalosh me'ot, it's shlosh me'ot. Arba me'ot stays as normal. Chamesh me'ot stays without change. Shesh me'ot as well doesn't change. Sheva me'ot, so again like we had with sheva esre, where the sheva became sheva, also here sheva me'ot. Shmoneh me'ot, again Israelis commonly say shmona me'ot, which is incorrect. Shmoneh me'ot. And just like in the word tisha esre, where the teisha became tisha, also here tisha me'ot. Yay, we're in the thousands. The word for 1,000 in Hebrew is elef. Elef on its own is a masculine word. So when we are talking about more than one elef, we're going to have to make it in the masculine way, even if we're just counting generally. Okay, so from elef, I want to get to 2,000. I basically want a pair of thousands. So like before, I add the ayim element, and obviously instead of a final pay, I change it to a regular pay, and I have the word alpayim. Elef alpaim, a pair of thousands. So having said all that, we now have reached elef, which we've already talked about, elef, which is a masculine noun. We have the alpaim, which is a pair of elefs. So just like we have a pair of hands is yadayim, and a pair of wheels is ofanaim, as in a bicycle. So in the same way, alpaim, we also saw this with the 200, with matayim. Now things get a little bit interesting, because elef is a masculine word. So I should be saying shlosha alafim. But because this is like smichut, every time in smichut, if I have something that ends with hey, like ugat chocolate, the hey turns into a taf. So also here we have, instead of shlosha alafim, we have shloshet alafim. And then carrying on the pattern, instead of arba'ah, it's arba'at alafim. And instead of chamisha, when it becomes smichut, it becomes chameshet alafim. Same with sheshet alafim. And again, shiv'ah is the number in male, shiv'at alafim. And the male shmona becomes shmonat alafim. The tish'ah from the masculine numbers becomes tish'at alafim. Asara from asara yeladim becomes aseret alafim. If we know all our numbers, we now need to know how to say dates in Hebrew. Now, if we're saying the date, we need to say the number of the day, but because day is masculine, the number there would be male, and then in, and the name of the month. And it doesn't matter if you're talking about Jewish months or Gregorian months, you would still say the number in masculine in the name of the month. So here we've got examples that we see this in the names of our fast days or unfortunate days. Tish'a B'Av, masculine, Tish'a, 9, B'Av, or Asara B'Tevet, the 10th day of Tevet. Or unfortunately, topically, Shiv'a Be'October, the 7th of October. So for the sake of practice, I've taken what I call double dates, 1st of January, 2nd of February, etc. I'm purposely not doing the years at the moment because we're going to dedicate an explanation about the years. But this is an opportunity also for you to learn how to pronounce the names of the Gregorian months in Hebrew. So, Echad beYanuar, Shnaim beFebruar, Shlosha במרץ, 4 באפריל, 5 במאי, 6 ביוני, 7 ביולי, 8 באוגוסט, 9 בספטמבר, 10 באוקטובר, 11 בנובמבר, 12 בדצמבר, and then a few other random dates so that we get some bigger numbers. 22 באוגוסט, 18 במרץ, 15 ביולי. If we carry on the theme of dates, we now need to know years. Now, years are counted because the word shana is feminine, so years are always counted in the feminine. And therefore, it's also a good practice just to make bigger combinations of numbers, 1959 or whatever. So let's have a look. So 1948, when Israel became a state. So how do I say this? So I need to start, obviously, with the biggest number. So 1,000 is elef. 900 is tisha me'ot. Regardless if I'm counting female or male, it's always tisha me'ot. 40 is always counting the number of tens, which is always arba'im. And then because I'm counting years, the 8 is going to be the feminine 8, so it's shmone. And obviously I need a v, and. So 1948. Again, 1948. Now, you'll hear Israelis usually sort of putting together the 1,000 and the 900. It's 1900. It kind of, the sound blends. Instead of tesha me'ot, because you're saying it fast, it sounds almost like cha-cha. So 1900, but it is actually tesha me'ot. How are we going to say 2017? So 2000, we said, is a pair of thousands, alpayim, and 17, you say the units first and then the teen, just like in English. So, but it's feminine. So sheva esre. So alpayim usheva esre. Okay, so let's look at a little bit of history. Ma kara ba'olam be? What happened in the world in this year? 1789. ב-1789 הייתה המהפכה הצרפתית, the French Revolution. And what happened on this day, on this year? The year is 1917. 1917. Unfortunately, that was, actually, no, that was fine. That was the Balfour Declaration, if I'm not mistaken. 1917. Here's our date where Israel became a state. So we've done this already. 1948. When Israel became a state. Another memorable date in the Zionist calendar, 1967. So, 1967. By the way, I forgot to mention, when we say the year of, we say shnat, because again, it's like smichut. So the year of 1967, shnat 1967. Another memorable date in Israeli history, the Yom Kippur War, 1973. Shnat 1973, we had the Yom Kippur War. מה קרה ב-1979? של 1979, בשנת 1979 נחתם הסכם השלום בין ישראל למצרים. The peace treaty between Egypt and Israel was formed. מה קרה בשנת 1989? בשנת 1989 חומת ברלין נפלה. The Berlin Wall was taken down. ומה קרה בשנת 1991? 1991, I believe, was the end of the USSR. בשנת 1991 גם הייתה עלייה מאתיופיה לישראל. מה קרה? What happened? מה קרה בשנת 1994? ב-1994 חתמנו על הסכם שלום עם ירדן. We signed a peace treaty with Jordan. מה קרה בשנת 1995? בשנת 1995 יצחק רבין נרצח. יצחק רבין was murdered. And now we're moving into the 2000s. So we said 2000 is a pair of thousands, alpaim. And again, we're talking about years, so it will be achat and not echad. So be'alpaim ve'achat, bishnat alpaim ve'achat, on September 11th, we had the Twin Towers calamity. And a bit of British history for us. Bishnat alpaim ו13. 2013, the royal couple had their firstborn. And if we're already talking about history, what do we do about BCE, before Common Era? So in Hebrew, the phrase before Common Era is lifnei hasfira. Lifnei hasfira. So the numbers are the same numbers. We don't say minus, we say 586 לפני הספירה. מה קרה בישראל בשנת 586 לפני הספירה? חורבן בית המקדש הראשון היה בשנת 586 לפני הספירה. So if I want to say a full date, day, month, year. For example, if someone asks me, מה תאריך הלידה שלך? What is your date of birth? Or in feminine, מה תאריך הלידה שלך? Well, I've taken a random date, 25th of September 1978. How do we say that? So remember, days are in male, the name of the month is the name of the month, and then the years are in feminine. So, 25 בספטמבר 1978. Or not your birthday, just any kind of ta'arikh. So significant date, unfortunately for the Jewish people, October 7th, 2023. 7 באוקטובר 2023. And the last little piece that all has to do with numbers. If someone asks you how old you are, the phrase in Hebrew for a male is ben kama ata, or for a female bat kama at. The word ben has a couple of translations. It could be son or daughter. It could also be boy and girl, and it also could be how many years of. So ben kama ata bat kama at, and the answer would be ani ben teisha, and if you're female, ani bat, if you live so long, mea ve'achat. So to sum up, numbers in Hebrew are difficult. They are difficult because we've got a masculine and a feminine form. However, when you're just counting or saying numbers which are not attached to a noun, so again, your Teudat Zehut number, your phone number, just if someone asks you in random, question about numbers, when you're doing maths, okay, the feminine versions are being used. When we get into the bigger numbers, the 20s, the 30s, well, each component of the number has its own gender. So the units are what change as far as male or masculine or feminine. But the 20s, the 30s, the hundreds, the thousands, they themselves have a gender, and therefore the counting of them has a set form. So 300, 400, that never changes. 5,000, 6,000 never changes, but then the units do change. We have male and female up until 20. So from 1 to 20, the teens also have a male and female form. And if you're counting a specific noun, you need to have the female and male form. One thing that could have come up before was when you're counting one thing, the number will come after the noun. So shulchan echad, kiseh echad, kita achat. When it's two, it's the smichut version, it's the shortened version. So shnei yeladim and shtei yeladot. And from then on, you're home free. If you haven't learned smichut, I highly suggest you look for in my website on my Facebook page, Ulpan Aviva. There's a video there that explains what smichut is and how it works. Hope this was helpful, and don't stop counting.